Welcome back, familia, to Northside LDN. Listen, we've got a lot of news, a lot of rumors. We're going to get into all of that, and make sure you're locked in. We're going to go into the intro, and as always, we're going to get into these stories. You're going to hear my thoughts on it, and then we're going to get into the comment section and hear what you guys got to say on it. Listen, we've got Ivan Toney being linked to the club, well, recommended by an Arsenal legend. And we're going to get into that and a lot more news. So listen, without further ado, let's run the intro, caramba. Let's go. Welcome back, people, to Northside LDN. And today, listen, we've got a couple of stories to get through, a couple of stories doing the rounds. Let's get straight into the main one. Ivan Toney being suggested to Arsenal by an Arsenal legend. Ray Parlour urges Arsenal to sign Ivan Toney instead of Gabriel Jesus. Ray Parlour, believes Arsenal should make a move for Brentford's Ivan Toney this summer rather than pursuing Man City's Gabriel Jesus. With Alexander Lacazette and Nketiah set to leave the Emirates at the end of the season, the Gunners are aiming to sign at least one striker, and reports suggest Jesus, who has just a year left on his contract, has emerged as a top target for Arteta. However, following last season's promotion with Brentford, Toney has impressed in the Premier League, scoring 12 goals, and the Englishman could be available for around 30 mil when the summer window opens. Ray Parlour, the former Arsenal midfielder, thinks Toney is a more realistic target than Jesus and urges old club to focus on the 26-year-old as they look to sign Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's replacement. He said when talking to TalkSport, the strikers they'll be looking at, they'll also be looking at other clubs interested in those strikers. You don't want to be getting into bidding wars. How many clubs will be after Toney if he's available? That's the sort of striker I would try to get at Arsenal. According to The Athletic, Arsenal are leading the race to sign Jesus, as the Brazilian is keen to link up with Arteta again after their time together at City when the Gunners manager was Pep Guardiola's assistant. Arsenal going unchallenged in their quest to acquire the 25-year-old seems unlikely considering his display against Watford on Saturday, where he scored 4 goals in an emphatic 5-1 win. Listen, for me, people, I don't know how you guys feel, but at the end of the day, Ivan Toney has always been a player, a striker that I think should be part of our strike force rebuild. I think he's got a great touch. I think he's got very good movement in the box. I think he's a good clinical finisher. And for me, I would be more than happy to take on Ivan Toney because I feel like he could play that false 9 role that Arteta needs in a striker. He can drop in deep. He's got tech. He can score. The type of goals he scored has been all types of goals. And I think he would suit this system. Also, when people are looking at his goal record and what he's been doing for Brentford, bear in mind, he's playing for Brentford. You know what I'm saying? Like, playing for Brentford they're not necessarily one of the big 6. Not even necessarily. They're not one of the big 6. They're not one of the elite clubs. So we need to bear that in mind. And when you look at his stats and you look what he's done for Brentford, I think he can easily come into this Arsenal team and do a job. Now, he may not be the main striker if we get in also a Darwin Núñez. Remember that Lacazette and Nketiah are both leaving at the end of the season as it stands. They got weeks left on their contracts and they're off. They're free agents. So for me, I would definitely add Ivan Toney as part of our rebuild for our strikers, because at the moment, when it comes into the summer, the only striker we'll have is Balogun. And, you know, as much as I feel like Balogun is a talent, I think he should be third choice. We should, in my opinion, be going after Darwin Núñez and Ivan Toney, because we can't just rely on one of them. If we just go for Darwin Núñez or we just go for Ivan Toney, for me, that's not good enough. We need a whole new strike force. So we need both or 2 strikers, whether we go for Ivan Toney and Nkunku or Darwin Núñez and Nkunku or Darwin Núñez and Ivan Toney. At the end of the day, I don't want to buy one striker, which is what I think this this club's going to do, because this club is reactive instead of proactive. And then when that striker that we bring in, that one striker we bring in the summer gets injured, then we have to be relying on Balogun and basically doing what we're doing right now, as in relying on Nketiah, relying on Lacazette, strikers that are not really good enough to get us to the promised land, which should actually be being in the title race or qualifying for Europe. So for me, personally, I can't lie. I like to see this news. I want to see Ivan Toney at Arsenal. I think he's good enough for Arsenal. I think there's more levels to come from him. And I'm not saying that he's going to get a lot better service at Arsenal. I mean, if we strengthen where I feel like we should be strengthening in getting a world-class deep line playmaker, getting a world-class number 10, then I do think that, you know, his stats will go up with the service that we can provide him. He's got experience, and I think it's more safer us going and getting one Premier League striker and one striker that's doing it abroad, because we know that Ivan Toney, he knows the Premier League, he's adapted to the Premier League. If he comes into this Arsenal team, he's able to hit the ground running, as the saying goes. And if we get a Darwin Núñez, he may become the better striker. He may be the more talented striker than Ivan Toney, but Darwin Núñez is going to need some time to adapt to the Premier League. Kind of like Werner. And the jury obviously is still out on Werner. He hasn't really done it for Chelsea. I get that. So that example is a little bit shaky. But at the same time, it takes players a while, no matter if you come in with a big reputation or not. 9 times out of 10, players take a while to adapt. So if we get an Nkunku and a Darwin Núñez, both of them are going to need to take time to adapt. And we need at least one of the strikers to be, you know, putting in, you know, 7s and 8s and 9s out of 10 performances week in, week out. So for me, I'm more than happy seeing this Darwin Núñez being linked to Arsenal. I don't think there's anything bad with it. I know I've seen some comments already, which I will be getting into. Some people don't want Darwin Núñez. I mean, sorry, not Darwin Núñez. Some people don't want Ivan Toney. For me, I feel like he can do it all. I mean, let's have a look at Ivan Toney's stats at the moment this season for Brentford. Let's get into that. Let me go down. They always got a video as well trying to come on. Look at them trying to get me copyright. But yeah, let me share this. Well, it's already been reported, but hold on a sec. Let me get this up now. Let's look at Ivan Toney's stats. And caramba, people, come on. If you just tuned in, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're always notified every time I drop a video. So Ivan Toney, 26 years old, English player, 29 appearances this season in the Premier League, 12 goals, 4 assists. Isn't bad, especially from a Brentford team that just recently got promoted. You have to bear that in mind. In the FA Cup, he's had 2 appearances, 1 goal, no assists. In the Carabao Cup, he's had 2 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist. So listen, it ain't been that bad, man. And you have to put it into perspective into who he plays for, in my opinion. And he plays for a team that, you know, started the season off really well. Yeah, they haven't been able to continue that momentum. I remember the first game of the season, Arsenal lost to them. And I think he's a really good striker. He is a striker that I actually want to come to Arsenal. But listen, people, let me know how you feel. Drop your comments down in the comment section, and yeah, I'll definitely read it. What do you think? Should we go for Ivan Toney? Do you think there's better options? Do you think he's overhyped? Do you think he's underappreciated, not really spoken about enough in the Premier League? Let me know what you think in the comments below. But yeah, Ivan Toney, Ray Parlour urging us to go for him. Listen, and in favor of this player, a player that seems to be having a lot of speculation around him. You know, the speculation just got strengthened. A player Edu wants, Fabrizio Romano says Arsenal will negotiate for 25-year-old in a few weeks, which is Gabriel Jesus. There's him holding up a Premier League, something I haven't seen Arsenal lift in about 18 going on 19 years. But anyway, speaking on Here We Go podcast, Fabrizio Romano has shared what he knows about Arsenal and their interest in Gabriel Jesus. David Aldstein reported over the weekend that Arsenal are keen on Jesus, but according to Romano, there have been no direct contact between Man City and Arsenal about this transfer, not yet anyway. Indeed, while there have been no negotiations surrounding Jesus, Romano says that Arsenal will start that process in a few weeks' time. What's been said, Romano spoke about Jesus' situation. He said, yes, Arsenal are interested in Gabriel Jesus. He's a player who could be a real option. What has been reported in the last few days in England and in Brazil is true. It's one of the most important players on Arsenal's list this summer. There are contracts between Jesus' agent and Arsenal, says Romano. First point, he's out of contract in 2023, but it's important to understand the price with Man City. Second point, many clubs are interested in Gabriel Jesus, not just Arsenal. Many clubs will go for a striker this summer, so it's very open. But for sure, Arsenal are on it. But there's been no communication between City and Arsenal on the price. It will take some weeks before they enter negotiations, but this is a player Edu wants, Romano says. So yeah, man, Gabriel Jesus still being spoken about. Obviously, Fabrizio Romano, very trusted journalist, reporting on it as well, giving his take on Gabriel Jesus. My thing on it is this. This is exactly why I was fuming with this club when we didn't sign anyone in January, because I said it, that we should be proactive in every transfer window. We could have potentially tried to go for Gabriel. We could have potentially tried to go for Darwin Núñez. We could have gone for these strikers. Like Fabrizio Romano is saying, we are not the only club, even though it's only been reported Arsenal at this moment in time have an interest in Gabriel Jesus. We are not the only club that's interested in Gabriel Jesus, and I'm not surprised by that. We've got other clubs around Europe. I mean, Benzema is class, and the penalty he took yesterday against Man City, I mean, it goes to show how class he is. But they're going to need a replacement, an heir to Benzema, in the future. Then you look at Bayern Munich. They will need an heir to Lewandowski. These are both elite strikers that are in the later parts of their 30s, the wrong part of their 30s. They're still producing, but at the end of the day, these big clubs stay big clubs because they always have a succession. There was a succession plan in place for when the main man steps down, you've got somebody in there. So at the end of the day, the fact that they need a striker, also Man City, obviously, they're getting rid of him because I feel like they're raising funds to also get Haaland and anybody else that's on their transfer list. But the fact is this, there's a lot of teams that need strikers. A lot of teams are looking out for strikers, just like Romano said. And this is why I would have preferred this business, or some of this business, to be done and most of the workload, being halved in January and half of it in the summer transfer window. But listen, I'm not mad at the Gabriel Jesus links. He's obviously been playing very well. His goals against Watford, his goals in the Champions League as well. Like, he's playing very, very well. But at the same time, I don't think he's as clinical. He's going to be as clinical at Arsenal. The service he gets provided to on a plate by Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, etc., the level of service he gets at Man City, he's not going to get that at Arsenal because we don't have those caliber players here at Arsenal. So for me, I'm more than happy, for Arsenal to go in for somebody like him. But at the same time, I do think that there's better suited options for Arsenal. But listen, if we get him, we get him. At the end of the day, he clearly wants to leave Man City. Man City don't look at him as number one. They clearly got their eyes on Haaland. That is their number one target. I mean, it's the worst kept secret in football. And you can obviously understand why. For me, I just feel like every time Arsenal go for other teams' deadwood, it never works well for us. And that is the only reason why I'm a little bit skeptical. When we've gone for Welbeck, Willian, Mkhitaryan, all these players we've got from our rivals that they don't want any longer, it's never really worked out that great for Arsenal. And that is why I'm always a bit skeptical about, getting in a Gabriel Jesus. But listen, Fabrizio Romano, he's well-respected in the industry, a well-respected journalist. Doesn't mean that he gets everything correct. Doesn't mean he's right and impeccable in everything. I'm not saying that. But he's well respected, and his word a lot of times when he reports on certain things, they seem to be right more than they are wrong. There's definitely other journalists out there that I don't believe so much. David Ornstein, etc. You know what I mean? I'm not going to name them all. You guys already know that say certain things and it just looks like it's clickbait, and a lot of things that they say don't really come to fruition. So it is what it is. But listen, Gabriel, how do you lot feel? Do you guys want Arsenal to go for Gabriel Jesus, or do you think Nkunku is a better striker for us to go for? Do you think Darwin Núñez is a better option? You know what I mean? Do you think Martinez at Inter Milan is a better option, another striker that we've been linked to? There's been obviously a whole host of strikers Arsenal have been linked to, Gabriel Jesus just seems to be the flavour of the week at the moment. And who even knows? Do you even believe that Man City are going to sell him? You know, at the end of the day, I take all these stories with a pinch of salt. Maybe, you know, Gabriel Jesus' agent is putting it out there that Arsenal are interested and putting it out there just so that Man City can give him a better deal. It's been said that his contract is only till 2023. So, you know, we've seen agents do this before. Look, you know, we saw Vlahovic do that to us. Putting out the Arsenal, talking all the time, oh, Vlahovic has been linked to Arsenal, using Arsenal as leverage to get a better deal at Juventus. And it worked better for his client. His client seemed like he was in high demand. Juventus came in serious, and it worked out better for the client. I'm sure he got more money, a better signing on bonus because he looked more desirable. Do you know what I'm saying? When players are not desired enough, the amount of money you're going to put on them is going to go down. The money you're going to pay for them is going to go down, the wages, etc., because they're not sought after. So a lot of times agents do use this. They use all these rumors to give their client a better deal. We already know this, you know what I mean? We already know this in this new age of super agents, and the way they manipulate the transfer windows and stuff like that. We do have another story. This is another story that I have seen, but I haven't seen for recently. I haven't seen this story or this player being linked to Arsenal. I'm going to get into this player, and then after I read this headline and get into my thoughts on it, we'll go down to the comment section to see what you guys think. Arsenal offered chance to sign Richarlison. Obviously, Everton, who are in a bad position at the moment, down facing relegation, the prospect of relegation. Obviously, a lot of their highest earners are being touted around the Premier League, and obviously a lot of Premier League clubs, as they should, are on high alert of Everton's best talents to nick them at a cut price if Everton are condemned to go down to the Championship. It says here, Arsenal could be in with an opportunity to sign Everton forward Richarlison, who is keen on leaving Goodison Park. According to Dean Jones on Give Me Sport, Richarlison representatives have informed Everton on his desire to leave the club at the end of the season. The Merseyside outfit are likely to cash in on the 24-year-old Brazilian international this summer, with Arsenal emerging as one of the potential suitors. There is no secret that Mikel Arteta is keen on reinforcing his attack option after the end of the season. The Gunners parted way with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in January. It also goes on to say here, what else are they saying? But in Richarlison, Arsenal could find themselves one of England's top-rated forwards who has shown a lot of promise at Goodison Park over the last couple of years since joining the club. The Brazilian international has racked up 50 goals for the club in 147 competitive appearances. Even in the midst of a poor season at Everton, the former Watford man has emerged as one of the rare bright sparks, scoring 7 goals while mustering 4 assists. The 24-year-old's productivity has been crucial in Everton's bid to save the wrath of relegation as we head towards the final phase of the campaign. It has also made him an appealing target for Arsenal. For a side that relies heavily on technically and positioning, Richarlison's physical and aerial presence in the final third, coupled with his ability to feature out wide, could certainly add a new element to Arsenal's attacking game next season, making him an ideal coup for Mikel Arteta. So listen, people, Richarlison being linked to Arsenal, would you guys take him? Do you think we could do better? For me, I'm going to keep it 100. I think we could do better. I think he's a limited player. I think he's decent going forward. I don't think he's amazing. I think he's, as a footballer, he's a bit limited. A little bit like Bruno Fernandes, where I feel like he's a little bit, you know, technically, he's not at the top level. His output as well isn't the best. I just feel like there's better options. Does he get into the Arsenal team as a striker? Listen, at this moment in time, of course, because we don't have any strikers, so it's a no-brainer. Obviously, Richarlison, he can play as a winger. He can also play as a striker. So listen, he definitely can get into this team as a striker, but that's because we don't have anyone. But when you start looking at his stats, it leaves a lot to be desired. 25 appearances in the Premier League with 7 goals and 4 assists. I mean, it's not amazing. It's not great, is it? 3 appearances in the FA Cup, 1 goal, no assists. So, listen, maybe at a cut price, it may look decent, but I just feel like at 24 years old, I expect a little bit more. I still feel like he leaves a lot to be desired. I feel like, as a Brazilian international, I don't know with Richarlison. I feel like when he's on job, he's decent, but he's very hot and cold, kind of like Zaha. This is why I remember when Zaha was getting linked to Arsenal. And I was like, I don't know, man. I feel like Zaha's hot and cold. Like when he's hot, he looks like a world beater. He looks amazing. But when he's not, he just goes missing and just not good enough. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of them players, like when they're not scoring, what else are they bringing to the team? Like, you know, what do they bring to the team? For me, I think we could do better than Richarlison. I would rather not take on Richarlison. I think that there's better options, especially at the price tag. I mean, at the moment, Transfermarkt is valuing him at £45 million. And around that money, or add another 5-10 million, I mean, you can get Darwin Núñez. Darwin Núñez got about 30 odd goals in 20 or 30 appearances. You know what I mean? I know it's the Liga Portuguesa, but at the end of the day, I'd rather take a chance on a player like that than a player like Richarlison, that he isn't an elite player. He's not at the elite level. And for me, listen, I may be wrong, but I just feel like there's better options out there, if I'm to be honest. And this goes great in hand on what I said about Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney scored 12 goals at Brentford. Yet we see here Richarlison at a traditionally bigger club. They are a bigger club. Everton's bigger than Brentford. Richarlison's only got 7 goals. So it just goes to show I'd rather see Ivan Toney at Arsenal with 12 goals at Brentford than Richarlison at Everton. And I know that, you know, I don't rate Lampard. I think Lampard's a dead manager. I don't think he deserved the job at Chelsea, just like Arteta never deserved the job here at Arsenal. I don't think he deserves the chance to be managing Everton. But, you know, in this game, it's who you know, not what you know. And you know, that's how it goes. And sometimes player reputation, you know, judges certain clubs' judgment of them as a manager. But for me, I'd rather Ivan Toney. Listen, let me get into some of your comments. Make sure you liking and subscribing on the video. And let me get into the comments and see what you guys are saying, what you guys think about all of this. And make sure you like and subscribe. What's this? Big up Northside. Big up to you, Craig. You're always locked into my videos. Big up to you. You're one of many. Many of you always watching and supporting the show. So listen, big up to you, my guy. I appreciate the support. And yeah, man, big up to you, man. Northside got more trophies than Arteta. Exactly, man. Give me the job. Do you know what I'm saying? Give me the job. Man's got everything, bro. Man, the World Cup came through. I've got the Euros. And I got the flipping Ballon d'Or. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm out here. I'm waiting on the Premier League. The Premier League's actually coming. The Premier League's actually en route, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Amazon, hurry up, man. Swear down. Getting these replica trophies from China is taking time. Big up, says Lucas. Big up to you, bro. Ivan Toney isn't the answer, bro. I would definitely take him. I think he's underrated. I really, really do, bro. I think he's a baller. But listen, you don't fancy him? Cool. Football's all about opinions. You know, if he came, who knows who would be right, either me or you. But for me, I just feel like he can score worldies. He can score in the box. You know what I mean? Like, he's technically a baller. He's got good close control. He can drop in deep, receive the ball, play it on to strike. I've seen him do everything. You know what I'm saying? And I think if we're going to keep Arteta, which it looks like these owners are keeping Arteta, even though I'd get rid of him tonight, then we need strikers that can play a false nine. And I think he can do it. And I think he's got all the strengths of Lacazette, what people say Lacazette does well, dropping deep and, you know, passing the ball around. But he's got a better goal output. You know what I mean? And that's what we need if we're going to continue with this manager, which it looks like the club are. Vamos la familia, smash the likes, caramba. Isu, caramba. Come on. Smash the likes, porra. You know what I mean? For this, support me, man. Support me. Listen, I was on S. Fitly's channel before I came on, I said, should I do a show for the people? You know what? Last minute, I said, you know what? Let me report on the news. You know what I'm saying? Because you lot been supporting me heavy. I just want to say a big thank you. I will be doing a thank you show real soon. So big up to you lot, man. Like, honestly, I really appreciate you lot always tuning in, giving up some of your evening to support, put your thoughts in the comments, everything, man. Big up to all of you lot. Late Gunner FC / lateness is greatness / Vamos Caralho. Come on, man. You already know. Thoughts on Elon Musk buying Twitter? It's good for the people that can afford it, innit? You know what I mean? Good on him. What are your predictions for Mr. Good Evening against Klopp? I'm going 1-1 draw. Yeah, man, I'm going with a draw as well, bro. I can't even lie. I'm going with a draw, bro. Like, you can't put it past him. But at the same time, I think Liverpool might be a bit too much for him. I can't even lie. I do think they might be a bit too much for him. But listen, if there's anyone that can, you know, shut up shop and surprise you, it's Emery, innit? And I hope he does do it. Arsenal fixing up finally. Well, I don't know if we're fixing up. These are all rumors, so take it with a pinch of salt. We'll see what we do, bro. Big up Northside, always here to hit that like button, enjoy your content. Bro, big up to you, man. Another one. Thank you for tuning in, bro. Good evening. Big up mi familia Northside. Come on, bro. Evening all. Everyone, make sure you go like and subscribe to Jez. And Jez, I need to holler at you, man. I need you on the channel, bro. We need to do another link up. How you doing, man? I hope you're good. I hope you're good. Listen, let me put the link up because I did name this as a call-in show. You guys already know the drill. You have to have your camera on and your mic to come on. If you only have your mic, I'm not putting you on. It's the same rules to everybody. So listen, just respect the rules. And whatever your opinion, whether you agree with me, disagree with me, as long as your camera's on, you can come on and have your say. So there you go. The link is out now, people, for anyone that wants to jump on. Jez Evening. What's this here? A lot of love for Jez here, as always. Troublemaker, it's bad news with the way Abba was treated. Yeah, I mean, I think it's disgusting the way Abba was treated, but that's just me. Here we go. Yeah, exactly. People, don't forget to subscribe to Jez's channel if you want to learn about our football club's history. Exactly. Make sure you do that to learn about the history. We've got a guest here. How you doing, bro?
Boa noite, tudo bem?
Yeah, tudo fixe, eu tô aqui, as calmas. How you doing?
Aqui estamos bem, estou aqui no Canadá.
Oh, okay. Listen, we'll speak a little sprinkles of Portuguese, but most
It's
people
okay.
don't understand.
It's
so
okay.
we'll just speak a little bit, innit? But
it's okay.
How are you, bro? How are you?
I'm good, man. I saw your first video with Lee Gunner, and then I started following you.
No, thank you, man. Thank you for
Yeah.
the support. I mean, what do you make of the players that we've been linked to? First of all, what do you make about Ivan Toney? Would you have him at Arsenal, or would you not take him?
Yes, he's better than what we have, and it looks like he scores lots of goals. So we need strikers that actually put the ball in the net, not just work hard. I understand that you need to work hard, but at the end of the day, you win games by scoring goals. So
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, for me, I think he can do it all, and I think he'll elevate his game if he comes to Arsenal. Like I said, 12 goals for Brentford this season so far isn't that bad. At Brentford, they just come up. Then, what do you also make of the rumor of Richarlison coming to Arsenal? Would you want him as well, or do you think we could do better?
I think Ivan Toney will fit better because we never replaced Giroud as a tall striker, plan B type of striker. Richarlison, I'm not sure. I think he's just another one that we already have a bunch of players that just no end product. In my opinion.
What kind of strikers? What kind of players in general? What players would you want Arsenal to go in for?
Like name-wise, or just the type of players?
Any players that you feel like we should go for? Who do you think we should go for?
Rafinha from Leeds. I think we should get him. I think he's a direct winger. He has an end product. If we get him, that'll be good. But then Pepe has to go also if we get Rafinha. So it's a tricky one. Hello? I can't hear you. You're on mute. Oh boy, I can't hear.
Oh crap! I'm on
Yeah,
mute.
yeah, sorry. I was like, you're on mute.
Listen, you're Palop like me. You're Angolan like me.
Sí,
I'm sure you watch the Liga Portuguesa.
sí, sí,
I'm sure you've seen Darwin Núñez for Benfica.
sí, sí.
Do you feel like he's a striker that we should go for? What do you make of Darwin Núñez?
Haven't seen much of him, but I saw him against Liverpool. I thought he was good, but I don't know. It's either him or Ivan Toney, and I'll go for Ivan Toney just because EPL proven already, you know?
Yeah, the thing is, we need this is the thing. I feel like we need both. And if
Yeah.
this club only go for one striker, we can see this club is not serious.
True.
We can't just get one striker and expect him to be fit. It's the same. We'll do the same problem that we did with Partey. We got Partey and we thought, okay,
And that was it.
Finished. It's not, especially if we're going to compete for the Carabao, the FA Cup, and compete in Europe. You need rotation. So
Yes.
we should be rebuilding our whole strike force. And if the club ain't got the funds for it, they should have never got rid of Aubameyang without having the funds or
Exactly.
So
I honestly gave the summer transfer window at 3 out of 10, but people were labeling me as toxic and this and that. I was like, okay, I'll let it go.
yeah, no, 100%. Also, there's been claims that Arsenal are looking at Nkunku. I don't know if that's a player that you know of, or have you watched him?
I don't know who that is. I think is that the guy from Red Bull?
Yeah, Red Bull. Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen. I don't watch much of Bundesliga, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, all these rumors. When I report on all these rumors, for me, I don't take it serious. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
The conversation that's out there, people decide if they believe it or not. For me, I've seen too much. I've seen these journalists, get our hopes up too much. I remember when Benzema, we were linked to Benzema every season. I remember when we were linked to Draxler every season. I remember when we were linked to Higuain every season.
Listen, I'm still waiting for Higuain to get come out of the training ground. You know
what I mean? So I don't get excited, bro. There's a long list of players Arsenal shoulda, woulda, coulda signed. So
exactly.
I take it with a pinch of salt.
Yep.
I mean, quickly. I mean, you're in Canada. How many Portuguese speakers are there in Canada? Like,
the Portuguese community is big in Toronto. I mean, it's very big in Toronto. It's very big in Toronto. Here in Ottawa, it's also big, but not as big as Toronto.
No.
Toronto is big. Toronto is like the New York of Canada, pretty much.
And have they got Kizomba clubs there?
Yeah, we have Kizomba clubs here in Ottawa. I have friends that teach Kizomba and stuff like that. Yeah, they have in Toronto also. Yeah.
That's good then. Me and my girl can come then. If they got Kizomba, we're there.
Come. I was actually listening. I actually listened to Kizomba the whole day today. So.
Então, é música do nosso coração, do nosso país, das nossas raízes. Tá
claro, então, Cabo Verde, Angola, São Tomé e Príncipe, essas coisas todas, you know?
You already know, man. You already know. Listen. We need to do a watch along for Portugal, man. When the World Cup's back on, I need to get you on, man. We need to do a watch along.
Tá bom. Te mando as minhas informações depois e fizemos.
Yeah, man. Listen, it's the same name on Instagram. If you got Instagram, just drop me your details or whatever. And then whenever it's the Portugal watch along, we watch the Seleção Portuguesa together, innit?
Tá bom então.
No
Fica
worries,
bem,
man.
Cumprimentos à família. Boa tarde.
Yeah. Igualmente.
Então, respect.
Ciao. There you go, man. Man meeting palops and stuff I never would have met, man. My fellow Portuguese, you get what I'm saying? It is what it is. Nipan, how you doing, bro?
Not bad. How are you?
I'm good. Well, I know you're a Chelsea fan, but what do you make about these rumors, these players rumored and linked to Arsenal? First of all, what do you think about Ivan Toney to Arsenal? Do you think it's a good deal or we should avoid it?
I think it is a good deal, actually. Like he's an upgrade on he's not an upgrade on Aubameyang, but he is an upgrade on Lacazette.
Yeah, he's an upgrade on Lacazette. Do you also think we should go for Richarlison or should we stay away from Richarlison? Do you think Arsenal could do better?
Look, you can do. In my opinion, I think Toney's better than Richarlison anyway. I mean, Richarlison is just such a useless player, man. Plus, he's such a dirty one as well.
What's up? What's your problem with Richarlison? What's your problem with him?
Do you see how much of a shit? Do you see how many players he was tackling needlessly in the Merseyside derby?
It is what it is, man. It's the dark arts, isn't it? That's the dark arts of football. Sometimes
Fair enough.
our players are some of the dark arts sometimes.
Sorry, you're having a bit of a drive time show today, North Side. From
It's
my
good,
end.
man. Just listen, don't get nicked by police, man. Just you just look at the road. Don't look at me. Just look at the
Oh,
road.
no worries. My focus is on the road, North Side. But yeah, and as for Gabriel Jesus, I wouldn't be too excited because if Man City are binning someone, there's a good reason. If I was an Arsenal fan, I wouldn't be excited with that Gabriel Jesus story.
That's what I mean. Like, I want a clinical striker. The reason I always said I didn't like Lacazette, is because he's not clinical. Don't get me wrong. Jesus has been clinical as of late. But in general, we don't look at Jesus and say he's a clinical striker. Otherwise, they wouldn't really need to go for Haaland or even try and see if they can get Mbappe. They're obviously trying to get a clinical striker. And that's why, for me, we need a clinical striker. We need a clinical striker that can play this false nine, that can pick up the ball, that can distribute. He's great at other things, but I wouldn't say he's a world-class finisher. I think he's a great finisher, but I want world-class finisher. I want strikers that are going to come here and put up 20-plus goals in the season. Do you know what I mean? And I want people to understand this. I am not shitting on Gabriel. I'm not saying that he's rubbish. I'm not saying nothing like that. But
I mean, to be fair, he does start for
saying.
Brazil. He's a regular international for his country, for the Seleção.
Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, we've got a comment here. Real need a striker. Bayern Munich need Real need striker. Bayern need. Man United need Nunes. Not going to come here. Exactly, but this is what I'm saying. Like, there's so many other teams, that need strikers. Why do we think the elite or the best strikers that are out there, even because there's not an abundance, why are they going to come to Arsenal? If you go to Man United, they can offer more money. They got a better manager and they got a better sporting director. If they go to Bayern Munich, they're ready to win leagues now and they're ready to compete in the Champions League now. If you go to Real Madrid, they're ready to compete in the Champions League and they're ready to win the league now. Why come to Arsenal? And this is a situation that we've got ourselves into. I mean, with all these reports, I mean, how many of them do you think is true? Do you think the Darwin Núñez one is true? Do you think all of them are true, or do you think none of them
I
are true?
highly doubt it. I feel the Darwin Núñez one has a very similar vibe to the Vlahovic one. Like, linked all season, but then just end up signing for a better team. I honestly think he'll either extend his contract at Benfica, who play regular Champions League football, or he will just go to a team like Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Liverpool, Man City, even us down the road.
Yeah, man. Listen, this is what I'm saying, and this is why I want this manager out, because we're not attractive. We no longer play the sexiest football. We no longer have a manager that has any pull in this game. And the situation with Toney, Vlahovic, just showed that. Vlahovic wasn't attracted by Mikel Arteta or his youth project.
He saw through the bullshit.
He went to Juventus and accepted less money than come to Arsenal. We offered him more money, but he preferred to go to Juventus because he wants to win trophies. These three things I've got here, this is what he cares about. What were you saying, bro?
I said, I forgot, because, look, sorry if I talk over you at times. It's a bit like I have autism, so you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look,
I wanted to ask you, what business do you think Arsenal will do in the summer?
Honestly, I don't know. I honestly think they're just going to sign a name, get all the fans excited, and say, trust the process. Look, I've been saying this for so long, and Lee says it as well. Shout out to Lee Gunner, Kenny Ken, Jez. They all say this. So long as you have Mikel Arteta as the manager, you're taking just 2 steps backwards, 1 step forward. in my opinion.
100%. Yeah, 100%. And I think you're right in saying that, because if we were serious, we would get Mark Overmars in as sporting director instead of persisting with Edu. If we were serious, we would have got Klopp instead of hanging on to Arsene Wenger. We would have got Conte or Ancelotti when they were available instead of hanging on to Mikel Arteta. We would have actually capitalized and bought the players we needed, or at least replaced the players that we let go in January, instead of saying, oh, well, it's okay that we didn't sign anyone in January because our rivals didn't. Man United didn't sign anyone. We would have signed players, regardless of what our rivals do, if we were serious about winning and were serious about contending in Europe and contending to be in a title chase. But we're not, because this club ain't serious. And that's why Mikel Arteta reflects the ownership. It's not about winning. It's about just about doing enough, and that's it.
And Northside, if your club actually sacked Mikel Arteta, do you actually expect the owners? Do you actually trust these owners long enough to say, you know what, we're going to get a decent replacement? They're just going to put Per Mertesacker, and he'll just end up being the German version of Mikel Arteta, a former player, and then becomes another yes man to the club.
For me, I don't trust these owners, because these owners didn't do what was necessary. These owners didn't keep that level with Arsene Wenger. We've seen how they also didn't back Unai Emery, and now it's come to bite them in the arse. They didn't back him. For everything everyone says about Arteta, Unai Emery was never backed. But it's funny that Mikel Arteta has to be backed before we can judge him. But I've seen them let down these managers, better managers than Arteta. And I've also seen that they're very comfortable in not competing for the major honors and then raising ticket prices. So I already know what their game plan is. They're waiting for the Super League. And I've been saying this from day dot. They're waiting for the Super League. They're waiting for the value of Arsenal Football Club to keep going up. And they're waiting for the day that they can double or triple the money they actually use to buy Arsenal and get a major payday. That's what I feel, because they're not here to compete. So it is what it is. But listen, Napan, thank you so much for coming on. I got loads of comments to get through.
Always. When's the next call-in show, so that I know when to click the link?
You know what?
Again?
They're a little bit random. To be honest, every show I do is kind of call in, unless I have a guest. If I have a guest, a special guest, then it's not a call-in show. Most shows I do try and put the link out. So what I'm going to do going forward, other shows I will be putting the link out, unless I have a special guest, and then I may not put the link out. But other shows I'll be putting the link out.
No worries. You and me need to link up at some time. You need to come onto my podcast at some point.
Yeah, man. You know my Instagram, Northside LDN, one word. Yeah, man. Just DM me and we'll speak.
Yeah, you never reply to them. I see you looking at them, but you never get back.
The thing is, I got a lot going on, Napan. I got this. I got my job. I'm fixing up my house. I've moved house. I got a lot going on. So sometimes I may open it. But listen, DM me again. If I see it and then I forget about it because I got a lot going on, DM me. I will get back to you. All right?
Okay, I'll see you soon.
All right. Cheers. Bye. All right. How you doing, bro? How you doing? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I just a little nervous, and I've never really done this kind of stuff. So, yeah. But you can understand my accent, right? Not right?
What's that?
You can understand my accent, right?
Yeah, I can understand it. Yeah, I can understand
okay.
it.
Well, I personally do not trust the owners, because I personally think that they're not going to make any big signings. And if they do make any signings, you get only one big player and two, no big player. And there's a cycle out with Arsenal. You know how it's good.
I mean, what's made you feel like that? What's made you feel like you've lost faith in the owners, or have you always felt like that?
18 years. 18 years for not winning the league.
You said enough, bro. You said enough.
So
18 years.
People getting excited about Manchester United downfall, right? But it have a bigger problem, which is Newcastle. Because if you watch what Eddie Howe doing this season, and he already in 9th, which is arguably not his whole side, what about when he gets his whole side? Where are we gonna be?
This is what I'm saying, bro. This is what
Because
I'm saying.
Arteta,
Go on. Yeah, go on.
Arteta hasn't improved the side. We are 2 losses away from equaling our record of last season. So what are we going to be, or where are we going to be next season? With no Aubameyang, no Lacazette, no, well, and then but they're going to be a weaker side. Because I don't trust this board to sign any good players.
But you say that there's been no improvement. All the super fans would say to you, and I had
Don't try. Don't tell me that. Right, so I also want to keep it short and sweet.
Position is better than last year, bro. You're negative.
Yeah, but Spurs are shit. Manchester is shit. Wolves, I mean, oh gosh, them. What are they? 8 now? We could have been like 8 if Spurs and Man U was good.
Yeah.
So it's what it is. So I gotta go. You take care, right?
Nah, man. Love for calling in, bro.
Yeah.
No worries. Listen, big up to him, man. Big up to you, bro. Big up to you. I don't know where you're from. Leave it in the comments. Are you from Trinidad? I feel like your accent's Trinidad. You're not Jamaican. I can tell by the accent. That's not a Jamaican accent. But yeah, listen, I may be wrong, but listen, wherever you guys are watching or calling from, listen, big up to you lot, man. And I will be putting the link up more so you guys can have your say. And gives me a little break from talking. Because sometimes it's good for me to hear what you guys have to say, whether you agree with my opinion or you don't. Either way, just call in with your camera on and your opinion will be heard and, we'll get you on the show. What's this? Static, good evening, Northside. Big up to you, bro. You know what I mean? Another real one. Always here supporting. Big up to you, bro. I really appreciate the support. I think Nunes goes to Man U and Tottenham because it's more appealing for him, because I think Toney is a better fit for Arsenal. Plus, it's cheaper and he's Premier League proven, and you can also bring Jesus. I don't know about Tottenham. I don't know why Darwin Núñez would go to Tottenham, in my opinion. I think he'd go to Man United. I mean, if the rumours are to be believed, Man United are looking at him, Arsenal are looking at him, Tottenham looking at him. Why would he go for Tottenham? With all due respect. I mean, Man United are now starting to look a little bit more attractive. With Ten Hag coming through, I know Spurs have got Conte, but Spurs don't really do what's necessary, and they don't have the history that Man United do. Man United are supposed to be the biggest club in this country. So now that they've got a manager that could potentially get to the levels of Tuchel or Pep, I mean, the jury's still out till he comes here. Why would he want to go to Tottenham where, they got, in my opinion, a world-class manager, but they're a club that's constantly rebuilding, and they're always rebuilding from a stage of never winning anything. So I don't know. I don't know if you'd go to Spurs over Man United, to be honest with you. I mean, it's the same thing it's not the same thing, but it's similar as to Diaz preferring Liverpool to Tottenham. It's because when Tottenham are going up against the elite, like the biggest teams of this country, they're always going to fall short. And I know Man United are not where Liverpool are, but Man United still have the history of Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? Their histories are, neck and neck. So they still have that over top. What's Tottenham got? Nothing. They ain't got the trophies, and they ain't got the history. You know what I mean? And now they ain't really got the manager, because now Ten Hag's coming in, and Ten Hag seems to be picked up by everyone. So listen, we will see how big and good he really is when he comes here. But having a manager that's world-renowned or being spoken of really well around Europe is going to turn some players' heads, in my opinion, anyway. Jesus, what's this? Gabriel Jesus is our guy. Okay, what are you saying that because of his performance in the Champions League and his performance against Watford? Would you have said that before that? Or listen, I get why people rate Gabriel, because I rate Gabriel, but what you guys rate basing it on? Because his goal record hasn't been bad, but it hasn't been elite. But obviously, with recent results, it's boosted. But I just feel like it's Watford, isn't it? Like Watford is there for the taking, isn't it? But listen, I don't know. Am I being too harsh on Gabriel? I don't know. Maybe I'm being a bit pessimistic because I've seen so many times us getting players from my rivals and it not work out that it's hard for me to be positive about us doing that again. 80 million Nicker they want. I heard. I'm not sure about what player you're talking about, bro. bargain grabbing. Now, north side, what midfield would you prefer? Neves, Odegaard, Partey, or Tielemans, Odegaard, Partey? I would go for. I don't know, man. I'd go for Neves, Odegaard, Partey. I like Neves, man, but I like Tielemans as well. I don't know. It's kind of a draw for me. I can't even lie to you. Like, I don't know, man. I'd have to think about that one. I can't lie. I'd have to think about that. Sorry, but Toney is worth 35 mil at best. 50 mil could get someone way better. Who's somebody way better, bro, that you think is worth 50 mil? Let me know. And yeah, why are some Arsenal fans looking at Ivan Toney in a snobby way because he plays for Brentford? If he played for, I don't know, a bigger side, would we still be looking at him that way? Are we being a bit snobby just because of the team he plays for? Let me know in the comments. Brentford sold Watkins for 30 mil. They are a feeder club. They won't price Toney out of a move. 50, just pay him. Listen, I get what you're saying. They are a feeder club and we can definitely go get them. But some people don't even want him. And I just don't understand why people don't respect or rate Ivan Toney, man. I rate him. For me, I rate him. I think he's a baller. I think he's a great striker. I don't think he's world class. Don't get me wrong. But I think there aren't that many world-class strikers right now. Like Nkunku that we've been linked to is not world-class. Darwin Núñez is not world-class. You know, and the ones that are world-class, like Mbappe and Haaland, that are proper strikers, they're not going to come to us because we're not that attractive. We're not competing for the major honors. So the ones that we could potentially go for, they're not world-class. Even Vlahovic, as much as I didn't mind us going for Vlahovic, he's not world-class. Not yet anyway. You know what I mean? So we're having to shop for players that are on the brink of potentially becoming world-class. But it is what it is. City always proactive. This is why they've signed Julian Alves from River Plate. Kind of same as Gabriel Jesus. Jez, big up to you, Jez. Edu will give it all the talk and do nothing. He's a waste of space. If a club offer a player for 50 mil, he will go in at 35 mil. Yeah, I get why you feel like that. I get why you say that. I do get that. And I kind of agree with you. I mean, the fact that Edu come out the other day, to your point, Jez, Edu come out the other day and said we couldn't absorb 2 players in January, saying that in the summer window, we may go for 1 or 2 signings. I mean, I've said it before. We need 7 signings. For me, for us to really, really start to try and compete, which is what we smashed the stadium down for, we need at least 5 signings. But now Edu's coming out saying that we may go for 1 or 2. It's not 1 or 2. We need 7. Like, this is what I'm saying. This club is not about winning. This club is some PR stunting, flipping, Instagram, tweeting dickheads. I swear down. We are going and sign 3 players in area we don't need, and 1 is going to be a big name, and the other 2 is nobodies. Facts. We're Arsenal under poor ownership. I agree with you, bro. If we get Jesus, we're definitely going to have to let me read that again. If we get Jesus, we're definitely going to have a creative midfielder to provide, as we just don't create anywhere near as much as City. Bro, people, please don't write things like this, because I start thinking I'm reading wrong. Yeah, guys, please, like, when you write things like that, I get what you're saying, bro, and you're a real one, and big up to you. But when you guys write like that, it's hard, innit? Because I'm live trying to read, innit? So listen, big up to the comments anyway, man. Big up to all of you lot for the comments. But yeah, you're right, bro. Like, we don't have a creative midfielder. We don't have creative midfielder. Odegaard barely creates anything. He barely breaks the line. He barely goes forward. And we've never ever replaced Santi Cazorla, in my opinion. We ain't replaced him. Xhaka's not creative. El Nene's not creative. Lokonga's not a creative midfielder. Partey's not really. He's more box to box. I wouldn't say he's creative. You know what I'm saying? He's a hard-working box-to-box midfielder. We ain't never replaced Santi Cazorla. And this is what you get. And that's why sometimes this season, and till the end of the season, we're going to sometimes come unstuck. Because against the low block, we don't have anyone that can pick apart a deep line block and a deep line defense and 2 banks of 4. We don't have that. We don't have that. What's this? People forget that we are 16th for chances created. So it doesn't matter who we get. We can get prime R9 and make him look like Darren Bent under this sign and manager. Facts. Facts. I didn't forget about that stat, but exactly facts. If you're not creating anything, your strikers are only as good as the service, and you're 100% bang on, man. 100% bang on. How long, yeah? And it's crazy, yeah? That is why the disrespect that Aubameyang got at this club when this manager decided to get rid of him, yeah, was absolutely unwarranted in Numa Pucaria. Like, Aubameyang, I remember Aubameyang scoring goals in this side, yeah, when we was creating nothing. From them seasons, yeah, up until now, we still haven't addressed our creativity in the middle of the park. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the same thing. Strikers that, you know, are going to have to score goals out of nothing or not getting enough creativity, because sometimes, you know, you relying on the youngsters, like I said, it's not gonna be good enough. I'm a Spurs fan, and I take Toney without a second thought. Very good finisher. He knows how to roll a defender, exceptional first touch, and a good link-up play. Put him in a front 2 with Kane. What did I say? Thank you, bro, for watching the show. Big up to you, Paolo, sorry. And yeah, man, listen, don't like your club, but like your comment. You know what I'm saying? And you're right, man. He's a baller, and I've been saying that he is a baller, and he should be given a chance. And I don't know why he's not being given a chance. But hey, what do we know? Do you know what I'm saying? I definitely don't think Arsenal fans should be looking down on Ivan Toney. I think he's definitely a player that we, you know, with the right manager, which is not Arteta, could evolve into potentially a world-class striker. And yeah, man, I think he's great. I think he's great, and I think he could do everything a false 9 can do and more. So yeah, that's my opinion, man. But big up to you, man. Big up to you. Arsenal don't tell any journos who are targets, and Arsenal don't tell any journos who are targets. Arteta was caught on camera last week saying, "I can't say." Once again, people, man. Once again. But listen, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, man. I get what you're saying. I just think the club actually put out PR. I think the club know, you know, they put out PR. We already know that journalists, when they go in there for press conferences, they're already briefed on what the club want them to say, that certain questions can't be asked. So the club are in control of a lot of social media and a lot of what journalists ask and can and cannot say. And trust me, these clubs, they do a lot of PRing, and Arsenal are up there with the top 2 doing the PRing and you know, and I'm just sick of it, man. I'm sick of it. We never really get the answers and the questions put to the club and this manager that we really want to hear. And that's because it's all controlled. And that's BS. The journalists should be giving and putting forth questions that they know the public and the fan base and the community want to hear, or are making about the club, about players, about strategies, about direction of the club. But, you know, it's all PR crap. Lautaro Martinez not in mount. I don't want that guy. Listen, I don't want Lautaro Martinez. I agree with you straight away, bro. I can't even lie. I don't want him either. My Jigger North side, Arsenal fans still waited for top 4. Yeah, bro. Like, listen, I don't really care about top 4, man. Whether we get it or we don't get it. At the end of the day, my standards is to be in a title race, and that's not happening. My ambition is to win a trophy, any trophy, and also go for the major honours. We ain't doing none of that. This manager threw away the Carabao and the FA Cup. He's yet to get us qualifying in Europe. So I don't really care, man. I don't really care. It wasn't good. I said about Arsene Wenger. It's not good enough getting top 4 under Arsene Wenger, and it's not good enough again with Emery, and it's not good enough with Arteta. So I don't flip-flop. I keep it consistent with whatever manager's in place. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, this club has standards. Oh, sorry about that. Well, it did have standards, not anymore. Let's get into the other comments. Seeing Richarlison linked to United and Arsenal sound like BS. Arteta the fuck out. Jesus is clear of Nketiah. Of course. I mean, that's a no-brainer, isn't it? It's a no-brainer. Everton have turned down 80 million bid from Barcelona last year for Richarlison. Big up Northside and the chat. Hope everyone's all good. The only good player from the bottom three I would take is Dennis. Man is way too good for Watford. Yeah, he is a good player, and I would take him. I can't lie. I would take him. I would take him. But I would also take Rafinha. I don't know if you'd call him bottom three, but I would take Rafinha. Obviously, he's not in the bottom three. But boa noite, precisamos pontas e meta bola na baliza. Big up to you, bro. You was on earlier on. Northside, keep up the good work, bro. That trophy collection. Yeah, man, I'm waiting on the Premier League, man. Just waiting on the Premier League, man. Yes, anytime, mate. Love your content. Big up to you, Jez, man. You know what I mean? Big up to Jez, real one. Northside, did you know Gabriel Jesus also the league goals as Richarlison? 7. He has the same amount of league goals. That's what I'm saying. I saw Gabriel's tally the other day. Yeah, it weren't that great. You know what I mean? So I'm not even surprised he's got the same amount of goals as Richarlison. That's why I kind of felt like there's better options, in my opinion. What's that? What else are people saying? Smash up the icons, the like, the vid, subscribe, notifications on. Come on, familia. Come on. Smash the likes, caramba. No te custa nada. Doesn't cost you anything. Make sure you like and subscribe. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Man's been consistent out here for you, man. So listen, make sure you like and subscribe if you're enjoying the show. Here in Montreal, we have a lot of Portuguese community. Big up to them, man. Big up to all the communities. Wherever you're from, Africa, you're from the Middle East, you're from Asia, you're from South America, you're from Europe, wherever you're from, big up to you, man. You know what I mean? Because there's only one race, and that's the human race. That's it. You know what I mean? Ivan Toney is a plan A star. Sorry, Ivan Toney is a plan A plus striker. He is 4-dimensional player. Jesus, etc. are plan Bs. They are simply not as complete as strikers. I agree with that. I agree with that as well. Big up Northside. I try talking like you in Portuguese language. Love your channel, bro. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in, man. Thank you for tuning in. Chelsea, that's my name, says we can do better. I agree. Arsenal can always do better. We are crap. Yeah, facts. Facts. If we don't keep Leno, then our so-called war chest, horrible word, we will have to be in the market for a keeper. So less cash to burn. Let me just not even get into it. Let me not even get into that Leno thing because it's all mad. There's better than Jesus, good player, but not a specialist in anything but work rate. Then Ketia special. It's me, Northside, Trinidad in the building. Oh, that's you, yeah? Pick up yourself, man. Trinidad in the building. Pick up Trinidad, man. You know what I'm saying? Pick up all the Caribbean. They don't want Toney, but want to give Lack of Threat a new contract. This is what I'm saying, my guy. It's all mad. Hello, Northside and everyone. Toney all day long. Big up to you. What's this? Northside, what do you make of the links to Gabriel Jesus? Do you rate him? I did touch on it earlier on, but yeah, if you didn't see it earlier on, for me, like I said, he's just not clinical enough, and we're getting rid of Lacazette because he's not clinical enough. He's good at work rate and all this type of stuff, but we need clinical strikers. Ultimately, your job as a striker is to put the ball in the back of the net. Obviously Fabrizio Romano has reported on it. You know, when Fabrizio Romano talks, there's some sort of what's the word? Validity to the rumor. But at the same time, like he said, we're not the only club interested. We still need to obviously put in a bid. We haven't even put in a bid. And I just don't see him coming here, in my opinion, because if he's on the market, I think there's other teams that need strikers. There's only a handful of strikers that are elite. There's only so many. There's only one Mbappe. There's only one Haaland. Do you know what I'm saying? And then after that, you drop down to tiers of, you know, Darwin Núñez, etc. So there's only so many strikers to go around, and he's one of the strikers that are still up there and well respected in football. So at the end of the day, why would he come to Arsenal if, you know, the big teams abroad come in for him? I don't really see it happening. Vamu, 30 likes, familia. Come on, man. Smash the likes, family, man. Smash the likes, people. Big up to Jez in the chat. Love your channel, my friend. I've learned so much about Arsenal's history from your videos. Yeah, man. Even I watch the videos, and I get taught a lot from Jez as well, man. Big up to Jez, man. Literally, he's the only Arsenal channel I know that's talking about the history. I was going to talk on it, but first of all, I don't even know half as much about the history that Jez does, and second of all, I just didn't know how I could do it that kind of doesn't take away all my time on top of reporting on all the stories like I do in general. So big up Jez, man. You know what I mean? Jez, listen, you cracked it. And people are loving the content, man. So make sure you subscribe to Jez's channel. I don't want Declan Calvert. I don't want Calvert-Lewin too injury prone and inconsistent. He's not the type of striker who is going to elevate us to the next level. I completely agree, bro. Completely agree. I'm not convinced with Jesus. I don't think he's ever reached double digits for goals in a single season for City. Senseless signing, a player who has similar goal output to Lacazette. Exactly what I said. Literally, great minds think alike. What's this? Do you think Rat Army should plan a protest, or would it be another fall off? I think the Rat Army, maybe we should. Maybe I should try, and then I should make a list, and Lee should make a list, and all the other Rat Armies should make a list. And maybe we should do a protest, you know? I don't know. Would it work? I don't know. The last protest I went to get these owners out, and the only protest I went to get the owners out was the one that Turkish did, and literally 5 people turned up to it. So since then, I've been a bit disheartened, but I'd never say never, because I love this club and I want this club to be winning leagues again and to be competing in Europe again. So yeah, we've signed an American keeper in January. Yeah, we did that. I forgot what's his name. I forgot his name. Oh, the only American player I remember that we're signed that's coming in is Trusty. Northside, if Arteta gets top 4, does he deserve to stay longer in your opinion? No, sack him right now. Sack him right now, because if he's not better than Pep or Guardiola, Pep or Klopp, why is he here? Why is he here? And most of the Artetarians say that he's not good enough. So what's he doing here, apart from picking up a wage and wasting our time? Nothing. At the end of the day, get rid of him. He ain't good enough. He ain't going to win us the league. So I say get rid of him, bro. I don't think he deserves anything. Listen, we got a bit more news. Let me get into the other news. I got lost in all the comments. Let's see here. William Saliba makes final decision on Arsenal future. The 21-year-old still waiting for his first senior appearance for the Gunners 3 years later. 3 years after being signed for a £27 million fee from Saint Etienne, has been shipped back out on loan to Ligue 1 3 times since 2019. But it says, however, Team Talk now claim that Saliba intends to stay at Arsenal and compete for a first-team spot with the likes of Ben White, Gabriel, and Rob Holding next term. The reports add that Saliba's status as a homegrown player makes Arsenal reluctant to part ways with him, and he believes he is capable of becoming a regular starter for Mikel Arteta's side. Saliba has only made 8 appearances for Arsenal's under-23 side so far, but earned his 2 caps for the French national team back in March. I mean, this is good news. I want Saliba to stay at Arsenal. I want him. I think it's ridiculous that it's even a discussion. I think Gabriel has fallen off a cliff in terms of his recent form. I still think there's a player in Gabriel, but lately I have not been seeing that. I think also that Ben White is just shit and needs to leave my club. I think he's dead. I think he's dreadful as a player. Just get out of my club. You cannot defend. And his strongest assets is playing the ball out and his ball control. Then why weren't you a midfielder? Because you're definitely not a defender. So yeah, Saliba walks back into this team, and as he should, and he deserves a chance. He deserves a chance because there's the other players here that don't deserve a chance and don't deserve all the time and minutes that have been given, like Xhaka, you know, and players like that, like Rob Holding, etc., that have failed under multiple managers. So Saliba deserves a chance, and I don't think anybody would disagree. I think anybody, whether you're Arteta in or Arteta out, everyone wants Saliba to be back here at Arsenal and show why he got into the, why he became a French international, and show why he's gotten into the French team of the year out there in France, playing for Marseille. So listen, Saliba, we hope to see you soon, and I hope that you shut this manager up. Another striker that continues to get linked to Arsenal, continues all the time, it always comes back up. Calvert-Lewin. The report is attacker tells friends he wants to sign for Arsenal. Where is it that they get into it? Let's get into it. Let's cut all the fat. Where is it? Where is it? However, Football Insider claims that he has told friends and loved ones that he prefers to move to the Emirates. This gives the Gunners an enormous boost in their bid to add him to their squad when the transfer window reopens. Calvert-Lewin has been one of the finest English attackers in the last few seasons. However, he has struggled in this campaign. Poor form and constant injuries mean that he has hardly been available to help Everton, and they could be relegated. Arsenal need a striker that doesn't have injury problems and who has been scoring relentlessly this season. Exactly. So why are we going for Calvert-Lewin? Football Insider, I don't care what you're talking about. Like, at the end of the day, I don't know where your links are coming from, where they're based on, how you even know what he's saying to his family and his friends. What's the source? Once again, where's this source coming from? At the end of the day, Calvert-Lewin ain't good enough for Arsenal. I don't want him at Arsenal. I don't need an injury-prone player. I'm just not interested, really. Like, I just don't really care about Calvert-Lewin coming to Arsenal. I'm not interested in that rumour at all. Don't want him coming here. Too injury-prone, too inconsistent. It just thinks to me of Lacazette Part 2. Not interested. Let's move on to the next player that is being linked to Arsenal. Now, this player, I have not seen him linked to Arsenal, but I have seen him on FIFA, I can't lie. So I have heard of this player, but I haven't actually seen him play in real life. BBC pundit claims next Havertz could be purchased by Arsenal. Spurs also keen. It says here, Roy Smith has suggested that German wonderkid, what's it? Wirtz? I think it's pronounced Wirtz. I think it's Wirtz, is it? I don't know. These German names, I don't know. I'm not German. But anyway, Florian Wirtz, who is a transfer target for Tottenham, could be purchased by someone like Arsenal in the near future, as he told BBC Radio 5 Live. The New York Times journalist added that the Bayer Leverkusen sensation is the next Havertz, and if a club like Bayern Munich don't buy him down the line, then it could be the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City. Wirtz is possibly dubbed the next big thing to come out of Germany, and is a player that is being tracked by several Premier League clubs. With Bild reporting that Leverkusen want 125 million for the Spurs and Liverpool transfer target. Listen, Arsenal definitely ain't playing that. If that's how much they want, I definitely don't think he's worth that much. So they're definitely smoking crack if they think that we're going to be getting that. But yeah, has anyone heard of this guy? Let me get him on transfer mark. Hold on a sec. Hold on. With it. Pace, man. Oh, there we go. Let's get him up. Let's get his stats. Because I have seen this guy, but I don't know. He's an attacking mid, 18-year-old German international. Let's get him up. Let me put screen share. Let's see what this guy is really saying. Like I said, I've never seen him play, but I've heard of this guy. Florian Wirtz, I think is how you pronounce his name. Plays for Bayer Leverkusen, 18-year-old German international. 24 appearances, 7 goals, 10 assists. So decent stats for an 18-year-old in the Bundesliga. In the Europa League, 6 appearances, 3 goals, 4 assists. Decent. And the DFB Pokal, he's got 1 appearance, no goal, no stats. But listen, in the Europa League and in the Bundesliga, his stats are looking very good. Very good for an 18-year-old. He can also he plays mainly as an attacking midfielder. He can play as a second striker, and he can play as a right winger. So, listen, very good stats. He's doing well in the Bundesliga. Obviously, 24 appearances, 7 goals, 10 assists. Kind of half that. He's probably going to have 4 goals in the Premier League, probably 5 assists in the Premier League. Harder league. But it looks like, obviously, he's one of their crown jewels over there at Leverkusen. So He's valued at the moment at £63 million by transfer mark. But yeah, I mean, have any of you seen him play? Do you know of him? Do you think he's a baller? Should we go for him? My only problem about going with youngsters like this is that we need some experience. We need some experience. And I don't know if this guy, will be able to push us to be in a league title or for us to compete in the Champions League. He's 18 years old. From what I've seen, he's only ever played in the Bundesliga, from what I've seen. He's only ever played in the Bundesliga. He came from Cologne before he went to Leverkusen. So he's only played in Germany. You've got to adapt to the Premier League. They clearly want upwards of £60 million to get his services. I don't know. We've got way too many positions to go for. We still need to sign 2 strikers. I don't see Arsenal paying 50-60 million for 2 strikers and paying 60 million for, Florian Wirtz, the Leverkusen 18-year-old wonder kid, and then also paying for a CDM that we need, and also getting potentially a right back or a deep line playmaker. I just don't see us doing all of that. I think we should if we are serious, but I don't think it's going to happen, in my opinion. I don't see it happening. But listen, do any of you know about this kid? I don't know. I've never seen him play. I don't know how good he is. I've just seen him on FIFA as a wonder kid. But loads of kids get labelled as wonder kid. I remember when Bojan was the next Messi, the next wonder kid. And what happened to him? I remember when he was playing at Stoke. So it is what it is, man. I take all this wonder kid stuff with a pinch of salt until I actually see them, do it week in, week out. That's my opinion. Let's get into the last comments. What's this? Who would you take if Arteta gets sacked? I'll take Simeone, I'll take Conte, I'll take Mancini. Straight off the bat, I'll take those managers. And if they're not available, make them available. Buy them out their contract. If we can pay 70 mil to break a transfer record to bring in Pepe, if we can pay 60 mil for Aubameyang, why can't we pay 20-30 million to get a manager out of his contract at his current club? That's what I say. Toney, Gabriel, Saliba, Tomiyasu, what a back line. A lot stronger than how it is right now, but Gabriel needs to step up. I can't lie. How come Saliba ain't good enough for Arsenal, but good enough for France national team? Facts. Big facts. Big facts. 29 likes. Hit the like button and subscribe. Northside, Bonafide numero. Northside Bonafide Rombero, burn up the salsa floors of London. You already know, my guy. You already know what man's about. Wirtz is the biggest talent in Germany, but he's just done his ACL. Oh, really? Just done his ACL. Listen, have you seen him live? I mean, you seem to rate him really highly. Have you seen him live? I mean, we've seen talent in Germany come here and do the business, but we've also seen big talent in Germany like Werner come here and not yet reach the heights that I expected of him. So, I mean, what do you make of him? Like, I ain't seen him, so what do you think about him, bro? You rate him? I mean, you rate him enough that we should spend 60 mil on him? Do you think he's worth that or not? I've heard of him, but never seen him playing. Never gonna lie. Yeah, just like me. And I just say it straight. I'm not gonna be on here waffling and lying. I just be honest about it. If I ain't seen a player, I ain't seen a player. Basuma has only 1 more year on his contract. That's the player we should have got instead of Ben White. But listen, what do I know? That's the player we should have got. And when Partey got injured, it wouldn't have been such a spectacle and such a, a massive hoo-ha, because we would have had the replacement. And what we should have done is never have let Saliba go out on loan, because Saliba would have played the amount of matches Ben White has played. There you go, problem solved. But when does this club ever do what I want them to do? Never. That's just how it is at Arsenal. It is how it is, and it is what it is. People, listen. What do you guys make of all these rumors? The last rumor I'm going to get into is a player that has been linked to Arsenal, a striker that constantly keeps getting linked to Arsenal. And is the last story of the day that I've got for you lot is Jonathan David, a striker that I haven't really been too keen on, but Jonathan David being linked to Arsenal. Fabrizio Romano says Arsenal target Jonathan David can now leave for £42 million. Fabrizio Romano has taken to Twitter to suggest that Lille want 42 million for Jonathan David, whose agent has already held talks with Edu about a potential move to Arsenal. David has been superb for much of Ligue 1 campaign. He has scored 17 goals in 44 games in all competition, with 3 of those strikes coming in the Champions League. He has been heavily linked with a move to Arsenal, of course, and the Gunners need to sign at least one new striker during the transfer window. I'm saying it straight. Like, I don't want Jonathan David. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, for me, nah, I'm not really interested. Never really done it for me, as far as I can see. Not really been impressed by the stats, which is the only thing I can really go off because I don't watch him. But let me get up Jonathan David's stats. Let me get his stats up. 42 million. I mean, we could easily, from what everyone's saying, we can easily pay for Ivan Toney with that, and he's Premier League proven. Jonathan David, 22-year-old from Brooklyn, New York, centre forward. Well, he was born in Brooklyn, New York. He's a Canadian citizen. In the Ligue 1, in 34 appearances, he scored 13 goals. In the Champions League, in 3 appearances, he scored 3 goals. In the Coupe de France, 1 appearance, 1 goal. Trophy de Champions, he's had 1 appearance, no goals or assists. Now, I don't like this. And some people may say, oh, but Northside, you were bigging up Ivan Toney with 12 goals. 12 goals for Brentford in the Premier League. Premier League is a way harder competition than Ligue 1. Sorry, Ligue 1 isn't all that. And that's kind of why Neymar, his ratings in the game has gone down a little bit since he traded, Barcelona for PSG in Ligue 1. And that's probably why for PSG, winning Ligue 1 isn't enough, because the league itself is not in the same level as La Liga or the Premier League. So when I look at his stats, it's different than the stats of Brentford's Ivan Toney, because he's playing for Brentford and they're playing in the Premier League. So for me, I'd rather Ivan Toney for the money that we could pay Jonathan David. For me, ain't ripping it up in Ligue 1. Ligue 1 isn't even the be on end all. I'd rather go for someone that's ripping it up in a league that's not too far off from Ligue 1, which is the Liga Portuguesa, and go in and get Darwin Núñez instead of Jonathan David. So for me, I don't want Jonathan David anywhere near Arsenal. I don't think he's good enough. I just don't think he's good enough. But what about you lot? Do you guys want that Florian Wirtz? Do you think we should go get him, even though he's done his ACL? Let me know how you feel. Great show. Mirman, thank you, bro, for always supporting. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell notification. Make sure you're always here supporting. You know what I'm saying? It's real. Listen, the support is real. I really appreciate all the support. Northside, the way our wingers are playing, I feel it would be good business to go for Jesus and Origi, so we can catapult our midfield with a midfield maestro, Frankie de Jong. Origi, I don't know, man. I think he could do a job, but I think we can do better. Jesus, like I said before, I think we could do better. As a Canadian, I love him, but I don't think he's good enough for Arsenal. Thank you for being real, bro. I don't think he's good enough for Arsenal either. I think Jonathan David ain't good enough for Arsenal. So Arsenal do have a good relationship with Lille. We've signed Gabriel and Pepe off them. Yeah, and Pepe hasn't really worked out. Let's be real. As much as I want him to have chances, he ain't really lived up to his price tag. Gabriel's been decent though. But yeah, we do have a good relationship with them. Hello, Northside. Big up, Nicholas. Big up to you, bro. First, I'll bring the forward, and then I'll get Nkunku, Ivan Toney, and Basuma. Yeah, I would be cool with that. I'm not gonna lie. Northside, I watch Ligue 1 a lot. Renato Sanchez, if not for the injuries, would be an amazing signing. I think he's a decent player, but I kind of feel like we should be aiming for world class, and I don't think Renato Sanchez is world class. Listen, people, thank you so much for all the support. I'm starving. I need to eat. That's been all the rumors. If you just tuned in, make sure you go to the start of the video and you can get updated on all the stories, all the players been linked to Arsenal. So listen, without further ado, familia, love for the love, and I'm out, man. I'm out.